If 100 people on the plane had connecting flights, 85 of them missed them flight, including me. I missed my flight. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's Christine and today I'll be explaining my journey to Canada. So as you know, in this video I do not have any clips of the airport or of me traveling. It's just basically a sit down so that you know the process. It was way too hectic for me to even think about making a video. So you just gotta listen to this one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and you already know, subscribe. All right, so I'm gonna start with the travel process. So I went through Norman Manley International Airport. So when I went up, they only asked for my passport and the COVID test result. You know, you have to do a PCR test, not the antigen test, the PCR test. So they asked for the result and I showed them. Okay, it was negative, so I was free to, you know, check my bags and all of that. I was a bit overweight. They weren't lenient. The lady was not lenient at all. So I was like, any allowance for students? She was like, no, ma'am. Anyway, I took out some other stuff and, you know, I'm a smart girl. So I'm going to go to the side, put them in my hand luggage. So 6 of one half dozen of the other. Anyway, went to the gate and it's the same thing. They asked for the passport. Of course, what type of visa do you have? Or if you have a PR card, you have to show them that as well as the COVID test result. Then I was free to board. When I reached the airport in Toronto, it was a mess. It was a big mess. So the place was extremely full. The what do you call it, persons on the plane, flight attendants, whoever it is, they announced that if persons have connecting flights, they can come off first. Mind you, I had a 1 hour 30 or 35 minutes layover before my next flight, so you know that was very tight. But anyway, I'm going with God. I pray, I say, God, please, yes, I don't have no money. I say, yes, I don't have no money. So I hope I can catch it. So, you know, when the plane land, you know, me one of them person, they will get up first and ready to go. So anyway, they were like, if you have a connecting flight, you can go first. So they allowed us to go. And when we came out, the airport was extremely full. So they asked us to go to the connecting line. There was a line for the connecting flight so that they could probably process us first. Or, you know, that would be shorter than the average line. Or rather than have everybody in one line, they asked us to go to that line. So went to that line, it was full. Anyway, when you go to that line, you know, you have to, that line would lead you to the kiosk first, where you would put in the general information, scan a passport, put how many days you plan to stay, if you have anything to declare. So when I went to the kiosk, it asks you for the number of days that you plan to stay. So it's not year, not month, but days. So I could calculate how long me I spend in a day. So I'm just put 900 because I guess the max you could put is 999. I never think about that till after. So I'm just put 900. And I explained when I went up that it was in days and I couldn't calculate it. Anyway, they ask you if you have any money to declare, like if you have over $10,000 Canadian to declare. So I put that. However, when I went up, the guy was like, when I went to the border officers, because you go to the border officer first. So when I went to the border officer, he was like, give me a passport. I gave him the passport. He asked me, oh, and the paper that you got from the kiosk, I gave him that as well. And he asked if I have over $10,000 because I indicated that from the kiosk because it was on the paper. So I was like, yes. So he was like, you have over $10,000? So I'm like, no, not on me. I have $1,000 on me, but like, you know, in bank account and support. So it's like, oh, if you don't have it on you, then I'm gonna put that you have just $1,000. So he edited the whatever it is, and he sent me a road. So here I am thinking that that's it, and I'm about to just go through. No, that's the first step, and that is like that's about 1.5 hour of being in the airport, or nearly like 1 hour 15 or 1 hour 20 minutes just to clear the line to go to the kiosk, and then to clear the next line to go to the border officer. That's like, you know, I have like legit about 20 minutes to board the next flight. Oh, just to go back a little, when I was at the airport in Jamaica, the person at the they call it at the counter, she asked me, she was like, she didn't ask me anything. She was like, you know that if you know that when you go to Toronto you have to quarantine, right? I'm like, no, because they cancel that. Mind you, me watch that like a hawk, you know, because me say me not buy my ticket until them cancel the 3 day or the 3 night hotel stay, because me not have them ching they plus quarantine money. So I was watching that like a hawk. Then she gonna look at me and tell me, you know that you need to stay. You're gonna have to stay at a hotel. And I'm like, no. She was like, well, I'm not gonna check you in for your second flight because you're gonna need to stay in a hotel. I'm like, these people need to stay current. You are already the cause of one of my problems that I will later explain. And then now you're going to tell me foolishness that I need to quarantine when everybody knows that that is no longer in place. Anyway, I'm going to run her down, make sure do our job. Good thing it looked like she never checked me in. So, anywho, so we're back now to the immigration. So after the border officers, then it's no time to go to immigration. So me swear things there, I this the tribulation done, and hey, I get through and everything is fine. Yeah. Brother, all of this is them send me in another line to go to immigration. I spent about 30 minutes in that line, just in the line. But when I spoke to the person, it was like 5 minutes, and I was, you know, ready to go. But the time in the line, anyway, when I went to the immigration officer, I was eavesdropping because me, I like to listen. I like to observe my environment so I can know how to respond. I can learn from other persons and all of that. So anyway, I was there in the line listening to other person's conversation, and a guy was there, and they asked him, you know, to provide his documents. He didn't have some of his documents. They also asked him to show proof of funds. He was like, he didn't have that, but his parents wrote him a letter if he can show the letter. So the officer was like, yeah, you can bring it up on your laptop, I'll wait. I'm like, these people are so lenient. And trust me, they were like, some person, I don't know if it's just that they are, if they're like this in general, but they were very lenient. And some persons paint them in a bad light, like, oh, they don't smile and they're very serious and you better be on your P's and Q's or else. I'm not saying that you should not be on your P's and Q's, but what I'm saying is them not gonna eat you. So based on interactions with other persons, they were lenient. Based on interaction with me, they were okay. So the same guy, them asked him, he took some time to bring it up on his computer. He said that he has 2 different letters. So the guy was like, okay, show me one. He showed the officer one, and he was trying to bring up the next. I was like, okay, that is fine. And he got through. Like, how can he be this unprepared? You know what I'm saying? I made a year print one tick document, so, because, you know, I've worked with everything. I went to a lady, and when I went there, she asked me, she was like, hi, where's your passport? Show the passport. She was like, can I see your documents such as your acceptance letter, your the counterfoil, the thing that you got, if it's a study permit or a work permit, she asked for that. And she said, you know, documents like that. So you know me pop out my 2 folder them already, because I'm not kidding. I had 2 folders, you know, what do you call that, in envelope I have 2 envelopes with my documents them in it. Because I was well prepared. I was not gonna go back. You know what I'm saying? Took those out and I gave her all the necessary documents because I did have some unnecessaries. So I gave her the necessary documents and I did not give her anything money related. So I didn't give her my bank account just because it was a printout and not a formal letter from the bank. I'm going to explain. And I didn't show her that I paid my tuition because I just couldn't bother explain because it was not a formal paper. I tried to get a formal paper and it didn't work. Some want what my can of work. No, this part she gave me the study permit. Just bear in mind that it is one document. I miss her think I want to look a nice card, so one big long paper so we print pan. You know, like the one with the birth certificate come pan, but it's kind of stiffer than regular paper. So me did that thing say it was a nice like a cute paper. I made that thing so I'm gonna get 2, one for the permit and one for the study permit and one for the work permit. No, it's just one for the study permit and the work permit conditions are explained on that same paper. So she said if I got a job, I show them that paper and it would be sufficient. However, if it was a co-op program, then I would get a co-op permit different from the study permit. So in that case, it would be 2 different documents. In my case, it was 1 document. So after that now, she explained all of the conditions. I hear a thing where she said because I just want to leave. So anyway, she gave me the documents and I left. So boom, 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 then another line. Just going back a little, then another line. So I email. Because honestly, like if 100 people on the plane had connecting flights, 85 of them missed them flight, including me. I missed my flight. But lucky thing me, I think me I pre-say it's a good thing that the girl didn't check me in my second in my next flight. I probably would have missed it and had to pay. But the fact that I am reasoning, I'm not sure if that's the case, but I'm reasoning that the fact that she didn't book me on that flight, then they're thinking that maybe I'm in quarantine and so they booked me onto the next day and I had the option of rescheduling for another day free. I saw that email like, sorry, but we booked you onto the next flight. I'm like, no problem, sir. I wanted to book it to begin with, but I didn't have that $300 to pay. So I was so happy because the day before I was thinking, because it's my first time traveling with connecting flights. And I said, it was after, I'm like, whoa, this time is too short. So I went back and tried to rebook because, you know, during COVID, you can rebook your flights and it's free. So I was trying to rebook, but I had to pay the difference, and the difference was $300, and we never have that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna risk it. If anything, I'm gonna miss the flight, but just book another ticket altogether for $500. I was willing to risk it, and the risk went good because I didn't pay $1. So anyway, they rebooked me to the next day, and I had to stay in the airport. Me never sleep because when you know me have an incident already where them pick my bag and pick everything out of my bag, so I didn't bother to sleep. You know, my eye them tear out, you know, so I didn't sleep. I stayed up right until 8:00 a.m. the next day when I booked my next flight, and I slept on the plane. So yeah, the process was smooth from Jamaica to Canada. They go up on the plane, but I don't care about your COVID, that Jamaica COVID test. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, when I reached the Pearson airport, me never know say I was supposed to do a COVID test. Well, I knew it, but I just didn't know where. You know, you were expecting person to say, hey, come and do your COVID test. You have to walk and look. So I was lost, and that's how I found them. So anyway, they did the COVID test in the airport, and I got the result, I think, the next day or 2 days later. And then, you know, they give you another test that you do at home, your at-home kit. You do on day 8 of quarantine, and of course, you know, you have to have your ArriveCan app. You have to have it, and ensure that you submit your documents prior to boarding. I think you can submit it up to 72 hours before you fly. Ensure that you fill out that information. That you're supposed to get a receipt. Basically, it's a number, and the border officer did ask me for that. I forgot to mention that he did ask me for my ArriveCan receipt. The app was acting up. He was like, do you have a screenshot? I was pulling up the screenshot and then it worked. So as I said, them lenient. Where I am, it seems to be not a huge, well, it could be huge, but the population is not that huge. So the airport was, small, and I took a taxi from outside. I was gonna use Uber, but it's more or less the same. So why go through the stress of, when the taxi was outside? So I used the taxi outside. It came up to 20, because they do it by, I think, kilometers. So it came up to $22 something. And Mr. Teddy guy said, hello, $20. $20. He was like, yeah, $20. So I gave him 20. Me that left my negotiation nowhere. So that's that for me. Okay, so y'all know that my husband is here with me as well. And as I was mentioning in the first part of the video, I must say, the people them at Air Canada in Jamaica, they really need to do their research. Like, I like Air Canada as a airline, but the workers in Jamaica, they really need to do their research. I think the video is too long, so I'm just gonna cut it short. When I did my permit, I applied for my husband's work permit, open work permit. He got through and everything 1 month later, and we wanted to come together, but the stipulations. He had to have a job offer, or he would have to be fully vaccinated and wait until the country, that's Canada, is open up to the general mass. Then he would be able to travel. So we were weighing that option to say, okay, then when they open it up, he would be able to come, and then at that time we'll be able to sort out our affairs in Jamaica, and then everything would be smooth. Coming with me was not an option because them say he need a work permit, a job offer, and he never have none. Anywho, so when I went on the website, it did state that if you have a work permit, you are not able to travel unless you have a job offer. However, there's an exception for spousal open work permit, which is what he has, like WestJet and Air Canada. Call it to them. Told them I gonna tell me, say, if you not have the work permit, him can travel. So I was like, but that's not what I'm seeing on the website. They're saying, oh, but at this them say, and da. I'm like, you people need to be current. People are hang up in my ears. People kiss them teeth in my ears. Like, oh, I don't know. That was disgusting. I hope you're seeing this video. That's disgusting. Anyway, I say, me persistent, cause me need him to come up with me. Can't take the, you see, if it was like during the regular time when say him can travel anytime, then that was fine. But it's filled with uncertainties. You can't hear say the country open tomorrow, and then with the Delta variant, you hear say lock again. So I didn't want that. I wanted him to come with me. So anyway, I call them every minute. When them not answer, them disrespectful. So finally get through and sort out a way for him come, but he was not able to travel with me because Air Canada not budge at all based on the argument. However, WestJet was able to, big up you, WestJet, big up you. They were able to, bend and gosso for him to be able to come. And he traveled with them. But for the month of August, they were only flying on Saturdays. So he was not able to come with me on the Thursday. He went on the Saturday by himself. So when he came, me a fret come and say, brother, he might travel by himself, and him say more job offer. And me the talkative one, I did for talk for him. So I say, anyway, him and that's one of the reasons why I didn't do a video, because I'm on the phone with him a video call and I say, yeah, yes, you have to go, this you have to go, yada yada yada. But that was in vain because at two different terminal. Me come to terminal 1, him come to terminal 3. So so when him reach, it was the same process. Him got a kiosk, which him already know, do him for do. Quick 1 3 because I'm already there on the phone and I help him tell him for do. Then he went to the border officers. Them just asked him for the arrive can receipt in passport. That was it. He went to the immigration officer. Them just asked him for him documents. And we never give them nothing money related either. So I'm just saying, like, a lot of persons are in Jamaica and they want them supposed to come. I'm gonna say the airline are telling you, say, you have job offer and you're busy about your brain and try to see if you can get a job. It's not that easy to get a job from Jamaica in Canada. You have links that you're networking for up, you know. So I'm just glad it worked out. All you need to do, be persistent, call both airlines, beg them, refer to people and say, but the person you get through one and see if they will do anything for you. That's just it. So I know say I will be talking more pudong. If y'all have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll try my best to respond to them. Do not forget to subscribe because you want to stay tuned for more videos like this. Like, comment, and share.